got my Celsius in me. I'm ready to go.
You're one of
I'm
those people.
ready to. I don't ever drink Celsius.
Celsius is disgusting.
When I worked at a gym, and by far it was the most popular energy drink, or just any drink anyone would ask for. Everyone would be like, "Could I get Celsius? Could I get Celsius?"
It's disgusting. I think it's
And
disgusting.
yeah, it is not good. It is not good. And it also has just so much fucking caffeine and just extra shit in it that it's just like, I do not need this for a podcast. But screw it. I took my pre-workout for this, essentially. Okay. Pre-show shenanigans. Today, we are filming this a day early. Happy Thanksgiving special. We don't skip holidays. We don't skip holidays, folks. So yeah, that's right. We upload on Thanksgiving. If Christmas or I don't know, any other like major like New Year's, if that lands on Thursday or Tuesday, you get an upload. That's how we work. We don't change the schedule, okay? This is what we stick to, and this is what we do, okay? So happy Thanksgiving. I have to start off with that. So we're going to be debating why turkey is the worst food. No, I'm kidding.
Everyone that would be an arguable debate. Yeah.
I mean, steaks should be the norm for
we do
Thanksgiving.
Hams. We're ham. We're ham people.
Yeah, like
the Christmas ham. Yeah.
For my family, it's like there's turkey and ham available. I'll take multiple slices of it. Cuts.
I'll take both, but then
I'll take one of turkey,
yeah,
just so like
ham.
The one annoying uncle at the table is like looking at everyone's plate, like, what? You don't got any bird on there? Come on, like
you're not. Popeyes does turkeys, by the way.
Oh, I did see that. I did see that. Yeah, no, it comes with like a black eye when they're punching you, giving you the turkey through the fucking thing.
That's Waffle House, but same.
I mean, a Waffle House Thanksgiving, that might be the greatest Thanksgiving ever. Could you imagine a Waffle House Thanksgiving? Oh my God.
It has to be between like 1 a.m. and like 5, like 1 to 5 a.m. Like that's when it would have to be hosted.
Yeah, and it's not, the day after Thanksgiving, time-wise. Like
1 a.m. to 5 a.m.
Black Friday is going on.
God.
I mean, that is a whole nother debate. Like, in terms of just like many just companies right now, Black Friday is their day. And they like...
And now it's the NFL's day.
The second it hits like 8 p.m. Thanksgiving night, like after your fit... Okay, let's start off with this. What time do you eat Thanksgiving dinner?
Well, so keep in mind, I haven't had an actual Thanksgiving dinner
just
in
normally
2 years.
Just standard.
It's about
the only holiday where you could start your dinner at like 2 p.m. and 5. I would not be. I'm like, all right.
I think ours is still over like the last couple of years. It's changed. Before we've had it at like 5 p.m. before, but like typically it's still around normal dinner time.
I would say like right now I'm now in that phase when it comes to Thanksgiving that it should be like a 2 to 3 hour experience of eating. So let's start that shit at like 3:30, 4 o'clock.
The thing is like for
let's
us,
get that shit going.
So it's it's how does this interact with the NFL games? That's the way that we look at it.
And the Vikings were playing last year.
I don't know if it was last year, but they've played multiple times on Thanksgiving. Like it's not abnormal for them because the Lions always play. I think them and the Cowboys. Staple games. Yeah. So the Vikings sometimes will get that matchup, and typically they have. But
I remember last year Kirk was eating the turkey.
The turducken. The turducken. Yeah.
Oh, they had the night game. Oh my God.
We had the turducken.
Being the night game,
it was okay.
That seems a little late.
I got back from the hotel early enough to watch it.
Like that is one thing being West Coast that I've now really thought about, just how much more people are living just in the Eastern time zone than anywhere else just in the United States. And so like it's all predicated essentially on the Eastern time zone.
It's to like, and also that's kind of why for the Super Bowl, it kind of sucks too, because it will start really like even this year, like obviously it's in Las Vegas, and it's going to start really early Las Vegas time. Like for me, the Super Bowl has always been like, it's a night game. Like we're starting it at night and it's like like
the prime time game of the week time for like LA time.
It's like 3 o'clock and because it starts at like
a 2:15 start.
I hate that. I hate that.
The thing is, so we'll get into it obviously a lot today, but like Michigan, Ohio State is 9 a.m. for me every single year.
Yeah.
Like, do you know how early that is? And now that I'm like older and, sometimes have some rough mornings getting up 9 a.m. for Ohio State games, like I'm going to be in a slugfest on like 4 hours of sleep, just
Well,
screaming my lungs out at the
you
TV.
you will be with your family for this event, though, correct? This is a
With my
family event.
brother, my mom does not watch with us because
I don't
we are
think she
too
needs to.
loud and
Yeah, she doesn't
annoying.
need to be in that environment.
My dad watches the game by himself in his office.
Oh, he's the
Fun
OG
fact,
Ohio
my
State
dad and
fan.
I have, like, earlier this year, we had a Peacock game,
Yeah,
and I actually had to come back from college back home to set up the Peacock for the fam. Of course, how to do
yeah, of
that.
course.
No one knows how to use technology here
Black
except for
IP
me.
generation, right?
Yeah. So when comeback set up the Peacock game, I watched that game with my dad, like sitting together, posted up on the couch. That was without question the first time we've watched a game together since Urban Meyer took over as head coach. I would say it's probably like other than the 2 times we went to the Rose Bowl and saw Ohio State win in person together. Remove
Does he
those
not?
games.
Is it
I'm
even if
talking
it's
at
like
home. We've
even
seen
if it's
maybe
like
2 Ohio State games together.
even if it's like a massive blowout, like he won't come down from his office.
Well,
It's
he'll
like
come down real quick to like
but
say a couple
if the
comments.
other team scores again, he's back up in the office. He's gone.
Well, he'll just come down real quick, like get a water, like another Diet Coke, like just some dad shit, like pounding Diet Cokes at like 10 a.m. watching Ohio State stressed. But yeah, no, it's more so like come down, say a quick little comments like, God, this fucking run defense sucks, or like, hey, Al McCord's not that bad today, and then one bad play, like any result on the field can happen. It could be a pick six. He'll find a reason why it was a bad play, march back upstairs. He always and I think it's a good way to look. Always find someone always makes a mistake on every play, and there cannot be mistakes in this game. Zero fucking mistakes. Last year, we probably made like grand total of like 200 mistakes, which
You know
led
what?
to I think
Perfect
350 Michigan yards on 6 plays.
perfect pre-show transition.
Yeah, we were gonna bring up how it's the 12-year anniversary of the butt
11
fumble.
11 year
11-year anniversary of the butt fumble, which probably definitely deserves time and definitely deserves to be talked about. But we got to get into this episode. This one is big. This is
we got
it's the big time. This is the game right here.
much like Michigan itself. The Michigan men decided to protest, I guess.
Yeah, some scheduling conflicts. Let's just say, well, and I'll really get into it in a sec, but asked me 2 weeks ago. You guys all saw us on the podcast 3 weeks ago, a month ago. I had zero confidence. I've been saying all year, this is the first time in my life I'm not confident going into the game. Shit has changed in the past 3 weeks. Shit has changed after watching Michigan, not even Ohio State. Even though Ohio State has looked really good recently.
Yeah, Grant personally did some Connor Stallions reconnaissance on Michigan.
Yes. Yeah, no, I got Washington scouted, technically got UCLA scouted, but I mean, who really cares about that one? But okay. Without further ado, big time, boys, big time episode. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Waterboy Podcast. Today is episode 172. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. We do not take holidays off. Hope everybody's enjoying their time with family and friends and everybody. It is the official game day preview of the game, Ohio State and Michigan, the greatest rivalry in all sports. We will be going over greatest rivalries also later in this episode. And NFL, I have to mention that too. Thanksgiving NFL, what one of the best days of the year. Also, shout out the Egg Bowl. That is also on Thursday. I know no one will be watching it, but that is there too. And we'll get into it later, Everett, because you're announcing the picks this week. But we got an Amazon Prime game on Friday.
I'm not happy. It's on
Who
the same
scheduled that.
It's on the
Who
same
scheduled that?
It's at the same time as our game. And by the way, our game.
I mean, not the greatest game though, to be honest. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm going to be watching Tulane. I'm not watching that game. But yeah, okay.
Start things off. Hey, just come show out. Senior day. All right, it's my official last regular season game. So support the Water Boys. All right, just let's support the Water Boys.
So before we get into the rivalry aspect of the college football portion, I want to quickly go over what I think is the greatest NFL announcement post in college football history. I'm not sure if you saw this, Everett, but Davidson offensive lineman Barclay Briggs has announced his decision to forego his final year of eligibility and enter the NFL draft.
Okay.
Here's what he had to say.
Didn't know Davidson had a team, but continue.
Me neither. I thought they were just like Steph Curry basketball. But to Wildcat Nation, over the last 4 years, I have had the incredible opportunity to serve diligently as a career backup offensive lineman here at Davidson College. While I only played during blowouts or when starters got injured, I refuse to let that stop me from being a scrappy, sneaky athletic, fundamental, high football IQ lunch pail guy. There are countless people who I have to thank for making my dream of playing D1 football a reality. But I especially want to express my gratitude to my family, my coaches, Oprah Winfrey, my teammates, Winston Churchill, my friends, and all those who have supported me throughout this journey. With that being said, I will be foregoing my remaining eligibility to enter my name into the 2024 NFL Draft. Many of you may ask yourselves, if he barely saw playing time at a non-scholarship FCS program, why does this guy think he has a chance in the NFL? And this is an entirely reasonable reaction, and I don't blame any of you for thinking this. I will provide roughly zero on-field value for an NFL franchise, but I'd probably be pretty fun to have around. Thank you, Davidson Football. It has been an honor, and I'll forever be a Wildcat. He needs Chargers, Telesco. Sign that guy. Sign that guy, and I'll let you stay on for another week.
A week.
You buy yourself another week if you sign.
That's a locker room guy right there. I'm just saying.
He also followed it up. He has one Bible quote mentioned on there, and I had to look it up because it's probably the greatest Bible or verse ever. Acts 2:15. These people are not drunk, as some of you are assuming. 9 o'clock in the morning is much too early for that. That is the Bible verse that he.
All I'm saying is, you know what? He can learn how to long snap. He can do it.
I mean, not only just that, like he's probably going to be the greatest scout team left guard of all time.
Oh, of all 100%. Time. Yeah.
I don't know how you can get better than that. Scout team is all about bringing the vibes. As a former scout team captain, I know what it's like to be in charge of bringing the vibes, to get smashed by the offense and a future MLB first round draft pick. So I know what that's like. But hey, sometimes you got to sign up for the hard work. And that dirty work, you don't get your praise. So at minimum, Barclay, I'm happy now people know you, the legend of Barclay Briggs. So
it's also a great name.
Oh yeah, phenomenal. Like that guy obviously was going to be on the team one way or the other.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But okay, Ohio State, Michigan. I want to start off with just some fun facts, laying out everything. So Everett, technically I got a 16-4 lifetime record.
Technically is the big caveat there, though.
Yeah. So if you count in 2020, Michigan dodged the Ohio State game. It was the first time ever that the Ohio State-Michigan game was canceled. It was not canceled for the Spanish flu. It was not canceled for World War II. But for COVID, yeah, it was canceled. So Michigan was 2-6 that year, by the way, and Ohio State played in the national championship. So you make your opinion on what would happen in that game for whatever you think. But assuming Michigan doesn't dodge that game and it does happen, that would have made me 17-4 lifetime. So I'm going to count that one because they literally.
We'll take off the 2 last losses too, because Connor Stallions.
We're about to get into that. So we're going to add that game for me. If you remove the Michigan cheater wins, I'm 17-2 lifetime. And the kind of fun part is because they're cheating this year, this next game, even if Ohio State loses, it doesn't count officially because it's getting vacated. So record-wise lifetime, I'm in no risk. Emotional damage, spirituality, my mood. Oh, a lot on the line.
DEFCON 5.
But if I'll be the bigger man because Ohio State, we have had 2, one of them's COVID vacated, but the other was vacated because, our players got tattoos. So that win doesn't count. We cheated that year. Sure. A player game. I'm 15-2 lifetime. If we take out all vacated wins, still pretty good record. But I got some good old fun facts for old Jimmy Harbaugh. He's the only coach in Michigan history to lose his first 4 games against Ohio State. He technically lost his first 6, but I guess we'll just say he lost his first 5 because he, bitched out of 2020.
True.
However, he is the only coach, and that will be the case after these wins get vacated. He will be the only coach in Ohio State Michigan rivalry history to be winless against the other school with at least 5 attempts. Now it should be 0-6, but technically Jim Harbaugh will leave 0-5 against Ohio State. That's what the record books will say. Only coach in the rivalry history to be that bad. So those are just kind of the fun facts to lay out on the line, everybody. Just want to say for Jim Harbaugh's sake, everyone being like crying, Ryan, Jim Harbaugh's your dad. Jim Harbaugh owns you. Just wanted to say, let's take a look back at 2020 and what was the true circumstance that year if they don't bitch out of that game. And they do play Ohio State. Michigan loses that game. They go 2-7 on the season, and Jim Harbaugh would have been fired. Jim Harbaugh would have been fired. Jim Harbaugh dodged that game. He is the one who, he's the soft one, guys. He's the one who dodged that game because guess what? If he just played in that game, he would have been fired, okay?
Yeah, and I think he realized that, and he goes, hey, Connor, hey.
We have to cheat.
We have to cheat.
Do you guys not understand? If he lost to Ohio State again, 0-6, out, done.
Like, that's something that people don't account for, by the way, is like you could be one of the better coaches in the Big Ten or in your conference, but for like these big games, big rivalry games, if you go 0-5, 0-6, it doesn't matter how elite you are. That matters a lot
big one.
to those schools.
You got to win the big one. I'm just saying, back a long time ago, Ohio State coaches, if you weren't beating Michigan, you're getting axed. You're gone. You're out. That's the only thing that matters, beating Michigan. That's the only thing that matters. So let's move on to the actual game itself. It's, done with the lore. Okay, we're done with the lore. Keys to the game. Okay, I'm back in on Ohio State winning, and a lot of it's because seeing how Michigan has played post-cheating news scandal and how their offense has changed.
And JJ McCarthy just sucks.
Yes, and I can get into that in a little bit, kind of explain why. But Old Michigan, I was looking up at a halftime review I did of the 2021 Ohio State-Michigan game, and I was shouting out Michigan for being on schedule, always seeming to have the perfect play call, and always calling beaters for us when we were running blitzes. I was so impressed. I was like, damn, they actually shout out at the time, fucking Gaddis, Josh Gaddis. I cannot believe I'm saying it, but I was like, damn, Josh Gaddis is kind of doing something right now on us. But now we know they're cheating, and we know that they know what blitz was coming, what pressure was coming, what the defense was doing. So,
Holy
that changes
shit.
your...
Hold on. Just real quick, talking about Josh Gaddis.
Okay.
No wonder he was absolutely dog shit was it Miami that he went to? Yeah. Because the only reason he was doing well is because they were fucking cheating. Things make sense now.
Mm-hmm. And he still didn't even do that well at Michigan. And that's why he got fired from Michigan. Like, there's a reason that even like Jim Harbaugh was sitting there. He's like, dog, the defensive plays and it still sucks. Like, you're gone. Like, you're so gone. Like, Harbaugh was like, this is pathetic. He literally knows the defense and he's still awful. So there's that. But I'm very interested to see how Michigan's O-line holds up against Ohio State. I would say compared to recent years, they got some weak offensive tackles. They are not great in pass protection. And I think we'll get into it in a little bit explaining why. But let's just say when you know where the pressure is coming from, it's a little bit easier to block. And maybe you call a specific play if you know a blitz is coming from the left or from the right. Maybe, you run a counter to that if you know it's coming, which a lot of Michigan big plays came from Everett. And I think we're starting to see some things happening when they're not cheating. But I want to get this out of the way. Compared to previous Michigan O-lines, I would say this isn't as good. However, Michigan's O-line is still one of the best in the country. Like, I'm not saying they're like awful. I'm just comparing them to the past 2 Michigan O-lines who also knew the defense. So maybe that's why they looked a little bit better. But okay, since they got exposed for cheating, they have struggled a lot passing the ball. Clearly, Penn State, they ran the ball 30 straight times in the second half. Maryland, JJ McCarthy did not pass very well, and they were running the ball heavily. Now, a lot of Michigan people are saying, ran it down your throat, pummel it down your throat. We don't even need to pass. Big Ten football. We're playing big boy Michigan football, bitch. Okay, maybe. maybe that might be the case. If you guys were dominating those teams in blowout wins, Penn State was a one-score game the entire second half, and you guys were running on like 3rd and 8s. What does that show to me? You got no confidence in JJ. It's not pound it down their throat. If you were pounding it down their throat, you would have put up 40 on Penn State. Okay, that would have been pounding it down their throat, which kind of happened against Ohio State, I'll be honest. But like, that's pounding it down the throat. You guys trust me. That's all I've heard for the last 2 years. It seems to me like when they don't know what the defensive coverages are, they don't know where the blitz is coming, maybe JJ McCarthy isn't that good. That's kind of what I've been seeing the past 2 weeks. So Michigan's passing offense is all predicated on mid-Carthy rolling out. They like to roll him out, get him on the move, throw on the run. He's an athletic quarterback. They like to get him out. And in the past, when Michigan knew what play was coming, for example, if you get the call that they're bringing a blitz off the left, obviously we're going to roll him out to the right. And then vice versa. If it's coming off the right edge, you're going to roll him out to the left. If you got an inside blitz, still, you can roll him outside. You have that time. But now that they don't know where the blitz is coming from, it doesn't quite work as well. Go back to the Penn State-Michigan game. Oh, my God. Those Penn State D linemen were eating Michigan alive. JJ had no time back there. He was rattled back there, had no idea what to do. So now that they don't know the pressure, they are now calling these rollout plays into blitzes. They are now calling these plays into blitzes, and that's not going to work. Like, their offense is literally designed based on cheating and knowing their play, Everett. That's literally how their offense is designed.
Also has not been able, which is like, okay, he knows the routes and everything. Obviously, his receivers are going to run. Like, if you couldn't do that, how the fuck are you a quarterback to begin with? But because they don't know the defense.
Wait, what?
I'm saying obviously JJ knows like the routes the wide receivers are going to run and all this stuff. But
yes, yeah.
Right. I said otherwise, how the fuck are you a quarterback? That's what I said. But what I am saying is, all right, let's say they've been so reliant on using the cheating and everything to read the defense to know these plays rather than actually just practicing against them. Of course, JJ is going to struggle because now instead of reading the defense and trying to read the coverage, which we don't know if he can do, he's only been reading. He's like, okay, I saw this player. This is what happens when they do this signal. This player is going to go back this way. It's nothing to do with, okay, they're going to cover 4. I need to draw.
Well,
this
it could be that, but
way.
also it's just like, regardless if JJ McCarthy is fully aware of like the exact coverage they're running, regardless, like, well, he is set up in the perfect play call every time. The coaches are calling it.
True. No, obviously. So the wide receiver is going to be open. But what I'm also saying is, like, a large part of, like, he's been supposed to be a first round quarterback, right? A large part of that is they want to see, okay, how can you, when they're doing different covers or whatever, they're trying to fool you. How do you react with your eyes? How do you react with like your just decision making? Like, are you going to try and pull a corner down? Are you going to pump fake? Are you going to run? And since all this has happened, JJ has not only been off and just playing, like he hasn't been making good throws or good decisions. He's just like essentially given up. Like, it's like he doesn't know what the fuck's going on.
Well, I wouldn't exactly say like giving up. It's just it's actually football.
Giving up was the wrong word to use, but it's like he doesn't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, it's kind of like a wake up call late. And I know he got a little banged up. He's a little injured right now too. But yeah, against Maryland, who is not the greatest defense, went 12 for 23, 140 yards. No touchdowns.
I just remember, like, I think it was that game where he had a wide receiver going in the back of the end zone. He just sailed the fucking ball.
I don't entirely know, to be honest. But what I'm saying is, Ohio State, they haven't quite gotten the sack production I'm looking for. And, you know, Ohio State fans, we're spoiled little babies. Like, I want sacks. I don't really care about pressures that much. I want sacks. And we haven't really quite been getting it done. But Tim Knowles kind of been bagged as a blitzer this year. And if now Michigan doesn't know what blitz is coming, hopefully we change up those signs. Because I know defense isn't that hard to change. So hopefully we got those changed. And we got to be rolling. But, okay. That's a very interesting matchup for me. Michigan's O-line in pass pro versus Ohio State's D-line, or just blitz packages. The other thing I'm extremely interested in, obviously, Kyle McCord. Okay. Ohio State's red zone offense has been awful this year. Okay, so bad. They have consistently been inconsistent in the red zone. Not a great look. Red zone offense is going to be very crucial in this game. I think like leading up until Michigan stopped cheating, like they had not allowed anyone to run a play in their 10-yard line. So that's what it was. Now, I mean, we'll see how different it is, but Trevion Henderson is coming alive right now. I think he has 500 yards over his last 4 games or 700 yards over his last 5 games. He's absolutely eating right now. Compare him with Corum's stats, it's night and day, not even comparable. Trevion's looked way better. So
hey, but there's not a picture of him with blood coming down his face in a close-up 4K picture, though, is there?
Ah, damn, right.
So Blake Corum's better. Blake Corum's better then.
You got a good point.
Yeah,
I mean, even I can admit, true. He has that picture. He's better.
He does have
that picture. Even I can admit. I mean, that picture makes him better. But red zone offense is going to be crucial. Obviously, we have a Marvin Harrison. He'll probably be getting thrown to a lot when we get to the red zone. But Trevion, I'm very interested to see how it goes. We kind of need some big plays out of him. We kind of need a couple.
Well, you need to, you need to set up. You need to have something so that you're not just they're going to be like double, triple teaming Marv the whole time. Like,
yeah, and I mean, I know Emeka is just so unbelievably banged up. Not a shout out. Shame on you to the Ohio State med staff. Like, literally every single time a player gets injured, they're just out for the year at this point. Or if they do come back, they're a shell of themselves. So Emeka probably not going to be a difference maker in this game, but hopefully Michigan still treats him like he is, and he's still getting a lot of attention. So we're going to see exactly what happens. Farmer Gronk might get some love, Stover out there, but red zone is going to be crucial. Touchdowns, like there's not going to be a lot of points in this game. Okay, both these offenses are like not phenomenal. The defenses are very good. So not going to be it's probably going to be a little classic Big Ten. I know Michigan fans are here like, so exactly that plays in our favor. We're going to pound it down your throat. We'll see, man. You guys have been averaging like 3 yards a carry the past 2 years.
Horrendous.
So yeah.
If you're going to pound it like that, at least pound it like Navy. Like or Air Force, where it's just
triple option. Just sell out.
Sell
do the whole thing. Like if you're gonna do it, commit to it. Go all out. But yeah, I think this is the 3rd time in my life that Michigan has been favored against Ohio State. It's kind of interesting. Kind of.
What is their overall record when favored in your lifetime?
I think it's 1-1.
Were they favored last year?
No, Ohio State was 7-point favorites for past years. Yeah.
Okay.
That's why. And this is another point. Like most of the casual fans, they're looking at that spread and being like, okay, Ohio State's better. They're going to win this. So when Ohio State loses as 7-point favorites, now any like casual fan that doesn't actually watch Ohio State and is like an SEC fan, they're now under the impression that, oh, Ohio State's fucking awful. They're trash. Field goal away from beating your team, guys. Field goal away. But
a Marvin Harrison, by the way. Don't forget about
that. No, he would have been helpful to have him. Would have been pretty helpful. But yeah, this is for everything. Okay, this is kind of the last one that really, really matters. After this, first, we can match up in the Big Ten championship game the next week. There's no divisions in the Big Ten moving forward, so it's just top 2 teams. So,
well, I would say, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this though, as obviously as an Ohio State fan, is like the most important meeting for the basis that like, okay, a winner would go to the
well, there's that on like loser is
and it's still there's that. But let me ask you this though. Would it be more important to you for like that, or would it be, all right, whoever wins this game is home field advantage the next week? Which one would feel more important to you? For like, if you're going to match up with them again, you wouldn't care about that. It would just be this one.
Well, like real quick on the hope, it's like it will just be at a neutral site anyway. So
I guess it would but I'm sorry, it's the American Conference. We don't do that. So,
but like also it's like it's always just been once a year we play Michigan, just one time a year. Like, and
well, I'm going to be honest though. Well, okay, let me say this though. I'm not an Ohio State fan. I'm not a Big Ten fan, so I'm not going to be able to relate to like that. So there might be a disconnect in what I'm going to say. But for us, let's say last year for Tulane, right? For us, we played UCF 2 times. The first match, we didn't know who we were playing in the championship game, but that first match we played with them, it was a huge game for us. Like technically, it was like our
Are you
was
rivals with them?
I mean, like in the division last year, yeah. Like we don't have any
Okay.
explicit rivals.
So
It's
I mean,
them.
like I was literally raised to say every time you see
No,
someone
that's
wearing a
what I'm
Michigan
saying.
vert, fucking
It's
stick your middle
different.
finger
It's
out, tell them
different.
fuck you, you
No,
fucking bozo piece of
it's
shit.
different,
Like,
but I'm making a separate point. Like it's not the same. Nothing's the same level as Ohio State versus Michigan. Like I'm not going to be able to say anything is like that. Like it's not the same. But what I am saying is for us, okay, we played UCF that first time. It was a huge game for us. Like we don't like them. We lost that game, and it further motivated us and made us like want to beat them more in that championship game from when we played them that second time, where that game was like the end all be all, meant way more than any other time that we had ever played them. And
yeah, I understand that.
arguably also, would you playing Michigan in the championship game not matter more than any of these games, because that really is the end all be all?
Well, that's another thing. Like, obviously, if they were to ever meet like in a playoff game or Big Ten, just by nature, it has to mean more than just the regular season one. But like, that's the thing. Like, when people are going forward, like, people will just be like, oh, I mean, for like, let's say it's this same scenario next year and Michigan weren't cheating and Harbaugh wasn't going to leave Michigan, they'd still be like, like, well, if they weren't cheating, they would never even like be in this position to make it a meaningful game. But fuck, I can't even make this point because it literally, the hypothetical could not exist. Like literally can't even exist. But pretend in a fairy tale world that Ohio State and Michigan are 11-0 next year with a 12-team playoff. Both are, before the game begins, both are already guaranteed to play in the Big Ten championship game. I know that a lot will have to happen, but just pretend.
Yeah.
Everyone will be like, oh, this game doesn't matter. And by the nature of it, like you're correct. Like technically you are right. Like by nature, it doesn't actually matter. Like, yes, but like it fucking does. Like this is everything. This is everything. Like this game right here, Michigan. Oh my, genuinely every single human I know who's affiliated with Michigan, I do not like them. Do not like them. And there's people that I used to like growing up who have then gone to Michigan. Now I don't really like them anymore. Now I just can't. It's hard for me to scrape that little piece of shit on the bottom of my shoe off my foot, just knowing that you're affiliated with Michigan. It's tough. It's a pain in the ass for me to do it, but I have to keep on doing it every time I walk by those pieces of shit. So anyone affiliated with Michigan men are, oh, we're so great. They were calling Ohio State cheaters my whole life. Every time they'd lose, after every game,
I believe Jeff's dynasty league name is Ryan Day was born on third base, so it's bled into other things as well.
Yeah, and if we're gonna talk about being born on third base, a lot of people, from me to Ryan Day, yeah, that angers me, them saying that. I feel for Ryan Day, him having to just sit there and take it. But just as an Ohio State fan, thank you for admitting that we're like at third base right now. Like you guys aren't like first. Like you guys haven't beat TCU.
Yeah, I was going to say,
like, what base are you guys on?
I was going
Jim
to say
Harbaugh literally had to like fucking like trash can to walk to get to first base. Like he didn't even get there legitimately. Like, you guys not get that? Nah, they don't get it. If Ryan Day was born on third, then Jim Harbaugh stole the second and got caught stealing third. Okay, that's what happened. Okay, and I'll take being born on third. I'll take that.
Yeah, I was going to say Arthur Smith was born on third, but I can't call the Eagles or the Falcons third base. So
no,
yeah, I can't do that.
No. So yeah, I mean, you guys act like it's a big like disrespectful thing to me as an Ohio State fan. Not really. To Ryan Day, yeah, I mean that boils his blood. I hope he listens to that every single morning, and that motivates him. Also, just the fact that Jim Harbaugh made those third base comments while he was cheating to win and finally. I mean, you want to talk about soft. I mean, man had to feed his own ego there. He really needed to, he needed validation from the Michigan people because he knew his ass was on the line, guys. You guys forget. I can pull up all the articles of Fire Jim Harbaugh published 2020. Literally, 2020, COVID was happening and they wanted him gone. The more things change, right? More they stay the fucking same. But yeah, Ohio State, Michigan. That's I guess the preview. A lot more lore than the actual game itself. Kyle, please come on, you got this, baby.
I mean, the whole game is fully reliant on Michigan having cheated. Like that is the game preview.
Yeah, I hope we have changed as much signs as possible. But after hearing that we had the same signs for 5 years, like just like 4 years ago, I mean, shit, we're a year away from our cycle of changing signs. So, I mean, I don't think we're ready to do that yet. Like, all I gotta say,
That's
5 years,
horrible.
same signs.
That is horrible.
Like, the fact that we were winning the Big Ten every year during that time is crazy. They had all our signs, and they didn't need to cheat to find them. You just had to play us once and be like, wait, guys.
Yeah, the fact that you guys were doing that when Penn State was also cooking for a couple years too.
Yeah, the one time they beat us was probably in year 2 of those signs or year 3 of those signs. So, I mean, yeah, maybe I can discount all of my losses recently to sign stealing. Nah, I'm not going to do that. Just when it comes to Michigan, then I will find loopholes. I will. But yeah, a lot on the line. This is kind of like the last really big one. You got playoffs on the line. Losers probably not getting in because everyone else has been winning. I expected a Washington or Oregon or someone to drop or Florida State.
Well, Oregon. Well,
dropped,
here's the thing: Oregon and Washington play again, right? They're going to play.
Well, I still thought they were going to lose again before they matched up.
I thought they were going to lose to Oregon State. But I'm going to be honest. All right, so Oregon has one loss right now. Washington doesn't. Right? We've said it before. All right, a couple of things that come into play here. Your mantra in conference game and division game, throw everything the fuck out the window. Second thing, it's hard to beat a team twice. And with the way Oregon's been playing, the way Washington's been playing since that game, I think Oregon's gonna beat the shit out of them.
Everyone's on Oregon, which
right. So here's the question now. All right. So now you have Oregon and Washington both at what would it be 11-1, and you would have
Oregon would be 12-1, Washington would be 12-1, but Oregon would be the Pac-12 champ.
Yeah, so you'd have them being the Pac-12 champ, which I would say gives them tiebreaker. Then you'd have Michigan and Ohio State. Let's just say one is 12-1,
13-0.
Sorry, 13-0. The other one is 11-1, right? Or 11-1. And then you have FSU, who I'm going to assume is going to lose to Louisville in the ACC matchup, but it's its own thing.
Okay.
So if it's me, Georgia's in either way.
Wait, real quick. Just play along real quick. If Louisville does end up beating Florida State like we are expecting, they'll be a 12-1 ACC champ.
But it is ACC.
True. But with that, a 12-1 ACC champ,
then the
loser of Ohio State, Michigan is out.
Who are the two teams that were first out last year? Who were the first 2 teams out last year?
USC maybe? I don't know.
No, because they would not have been in the Cotton Bowl if they were the first 2 teams out. Would it be 2023?
Maybe Tennessee, Bama.
Would be CFP rankings, right? CFP rankings.
Yeah.
Maybe
it's Bama and Tennessee. I think Bama was 5. Kansas State they put. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, it's 2024. Well, no, right now I guess it'd be 2022. I'm gonna find this, but it was what TCU was in. Who'd TCU knock out? Either way,
they
it
were
doesn't matter.
in no matter what. TCU.
No, it was debatable because they lost to K-State. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is I think it would be arguable based on what happened last year that you could have Louisville win that and did not matter.
Definitely in over the loser of Ohio State, Michigan. In my opinion, if they're a 1-loss ACC champ, yeah.
I think it would be debatable.
But if this is the one I'm interested in, no one's really talking about it. No one's really people are kind of writing it off, assuming one thing's going to happen because one team lost to Texas. But Georgia, Alabama. If Alabama wins it, there's a chance that Alabama could get left out, and Georgia. There's a chance that SEC could get left out.
If you think that if Georgia loses that, then Georgia might not be in the top 4?
There's a chance because Florida State has to win out. So let's say that happens. They'd be 13-0. They're the winner of Michigan, Ohio State. There.
So let's
Oregon or Washington, that winner, they're in.
Yeah, the winner of Oregon, Washington is going to be in no matter what. The winner of Ohio State, Michigan. So
is it?
Unless they somehow lose in the championship game, but we'll be in.
It's Iowa.
Hey man, scary defenses. All right.
Yeah, but no offense.
Winner of that. So we can account for 2 of the seeds. All right. We're going to assume that Georgia is in. If Georgia is not in.
Well, my hypothetical here is Georgia loses that game versus Bama.
Okay, so let's hypothetical. So there were 11-1, 12-1, 12-1.
Georgia would be 12-1 with no championship.
So let's say Ohio State's going to win. We're going to play that Ohio State's going to win. All right. So
then Michigan is out no matter what.
So Ohio State's in. Oregon is in this scenario because we're having them be Washington. Now we have Georgia and Alabama both tied at 12-1, with Bama having the tiebreaker. Texas could sneak in somewhere. They're 1 loss. Texas could sneak in.
No, they have 2.
No, 1 loss.
Are they? Are they still at 1?
They are a 1-loss team.
At 1. They are still at 1.
So they could sneak in. Florida State, if they ran the table, could sneak in.
If Florida State runs table, they're in.
No, they are in. But if that happens, if this scenario happens and Louisville wins and ahead of Florida State, does Louisville get in? And
that's what I'm thinking.
And would Bama?
This is kind of what needs to happen
over Georgia.
Well, this is kind of what needs to happen for Louisville to get in. Georgia needs to win out, beat Bama. So Bama can't even be there can't be 2 SEC teams competing there because then they're fucked.
Correct.
So
yes,
Georgia has to win out. Ohio State needs to beat Michigan because if Ohio State loses Michigan, they might get in. If Michigan loses Ohio State, they don't have the resume, they're out. So they need Ohio State to win. Well, not necessarily, but it'd be very good if that happened. When it comes to Big 12, you want Texas to lose. That's all you're rooting for. And Pac-12, you want Washington to win. Then they are in no matter what.
Texas plays Texas Tech this week.
Yeah, that shouldn't be very hard.
They will be in. I believe either way they'll be in the championship game, and they will be playing between. There's a 3-way tie right now between Oklahoma State, Oklahoma, and Kansas State.
Okay.
So,
yeah, like if one of those teams beats Texas, then
it doesn't matter.
Big 12's out. So, yeah, I mean, things are going to have to happen. Things are going to have to shake up.
But I do think that it's not been accounted for that Texas might be able to sneak their way in there, too. I think that there's a lot more gray area.
Very possible.
There's a lot more gray area in here than people actually are accounting for.
And this is why I'm interested in Everett. So if Texas and Bama both win out, so they're both 12-1 champs of their respective conferences, Texas is going to have to be above Bama because of head-to-head. They went into Bama and beat them.
Right now they are ahead of Bama. They are. Yeah.
So you're going to have to keep them ahead. But if Georgia wins out, beats Bama, in a way it kind of makes Texas win a little less, in my opinion. No, because Bama's real as fuck. But
if Bama
maybe that hurts Texas. Texas is rooting for Bama.
If Bama beats Georgia, Texas is in. Texas will be in
with them winning out.
With them winning. Say Ohio State's in, Oregon's in. Those are 3 teams. We need 1 more. That last team would be FSU if they were on the table.
Yeah. Let's say they don't win it though. Are you giving it to Louisville or Georgia?
You'd give it to Bama because Bama won.
Oh, well, no, Bama's in.
Bama, we didn't account for Bama
they're
yet.
In.
But that last spot would go. Well, no, if FSU runs the table, Bama's out.
Well, I'm saying Louisville wins that game.
If Louisville
and
wins, then yeah,
are,
Bama will be in over Louisville.
I'm trying to think of a scenario for Louisville to get in. Like
Georgia has
have
to
happen.
Georgia wins out. The Big Ten
Ohio
doesn't
State
matter.
needs to beat Michigan.
But either way, it doesn't really
if
matter.
Ohio State loses to Michigan, 11-1 Ohio State has a chance of getting in over a 12-1 ACC Louisville has a chance.
True. I mean, I agree with that. That's what happened last year. I think that they got in, right? That's how they got in, was because it's Ohio State.
Well, there were losses. Like
I think
USC,
it wasn't
like
Bama.
A 4-win Pac-12.
It was.
Like
there was also Bama.
Bama
was also
loss.
Bama had lost 2 games, right? And they were 2-loss Bama.
Yeah, they were at like. Well, they didn't play in the SEC championship game. LSU did. So like they didn't even have.
Yeah, I mean, going into the final. So Georgia last year, Georgia was 15 and I guess they ran the table, whatever. But this is final rankings. What week would it have been? Week.
Are 12? You saying before the playoff games or before the conference championship?
Before. I'm gonna go week 14 last year. Let's just look at week 14. So that would be the championship week. So Georgia's 12-0.
That game, okay, before. Yeah, they were 12-0.
Georgia's
12-0. Ohio State was 11-1.
We'll go here. I'll accelerate.
Alabama was
I'm gonna go to after the championship games.
USC, I think, was 11.
Bama's 13-0. Michigan's 13-0. TCU's 12-1. They lost that game. Ohio State's 11-1. The next 2 teams in would have been Bama, Tennessee. Clemson's 11-2. That's what it would have been.
Yeah, and Clemson wasn't in.
So it would have been a 2-loss Clemson or 2-loss Bama. So yeah, disregard
for the 5 and 6 seeds.
Bama was the 5 seed at 2-loss. Tennessee was 2-loss 6 seed. So okay, all right. Let's get into the NFL slate here. I'll read through these games real quick. We can go rattle them off. It's a little bit of a different week. It's Thanksgiving week. We had the whole rivalry showdown, so it's a little bit less of an NFL segmented episode. I went 7-7 last week. I am in a little bit of a slump. My strategy seems to not be working anymore. So I don't know what your overall win total is now, but I believe you are very close to catching me.
I'm now at 99 wins.
You are 2 games behind me.
Okay.
Big week.
Getting close.
Big week.
I went 11-3 last week. I was like,
Grant had his
so lucky with the Rams.
Grant had his
Great
week
break with the Eagles. Shout out MVS. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, my guy.
Okay. All right. There we go. Packers, Lions, Commanders, Cowboys.
You're not going to point out the dates?
Okay. Well, I mean, it's assumed it's Thanksgiving week. I mean, you're going to know which teams. Okay. All right. Thanksgiving games. All right. Thanksgiving games. Are you happy now that I'm going to do it that way? Okay.
Well, now the people know that we were referring to the 3 games being played on Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving games. Packers, Lions, Commanders, Cowboys, and 49ers, Seahawks. Friday game. Thumbs down for that. Dolphins
on Amazon
Jets.
Prime.
Dolphins, Jets.
It's also an awful game.
I guess they had to give them that game because the Thursday
they thought it was
games.
Gonna be Aaron Rodgers too.
Well, but also they probably like, we can't give you the Thanksgiving game slate.
Yeah, no, for Prime.
So they had to give it. Okay, and then normal slate: Saints, Falcons, Steelers, Bengals, Panthers, Titans, Bucks, Colts, Patriots, Giants. Horrible game. Jaguars, Texans, Browns, Broncos, Rams, Cardinals, Chiefs, Raiders, Bills, Eagles, Ravens, Chargers, and Monday Night Football, Bears, Vikings. So,
I think we know what the fuck is. If there was one,
there are
Patriots, Giants. There's multiple.
There are multiple,
one,
and it's all because they're ass.
Yeah, that's how what the fuck games happen. You got 2 teams that are ass.
I honestly have been flipping back and forth between Patriots and the Giants. I'm gonna be dead serious. I have no idea.
I think I might be sticking to one right now. But
yeah. All right. Lions, Cowboys. Never bet against the Cowboys on fucking Thanksgiving. 49ers, Dolphins, Falcons, Steelers, Titans, Bucks, TD. the DeVito, Danny DeVito.
You're going with Jersey boys. Okay.
Jersey
All
boys,
right.
Giants,
Okay.
Texans, Broncos, Rams. Actually, now I'm realizing it's a rookie quarterback and it's fucking Bill Belichick. Okay, I'm going back to the Patriots. I'm taking the Patriots. Rams, Chiefs, Eagles, Ravens, Vikings.
Okay. Yeah. Unfortunately, you just get a kind of a free one over me with Ravens over Chargers. I just got to bite that bullet this week. It is what it is. All right, it is what it is. Sunday Night Football. I mean, wow, boy, the takes on Monday morning after that. Skip's gonna be having a field day on Justin Herbert being ass. I can't. It's gonna be fucking hilarious. Brandon Staley, if he isn't fired Monday morning.
Oh, he won't be. Don't worry.
I don't know.
He'll still be
know.
there. He'll still be there.
I don't know.
He still has another year on his contract too.
You're right. We can't buy him out or whatever the hell. Okay. Lions. This might be the first time I've ever like picked the Lions to win on Thanksgiving or like expected them to. This might be the first time they've ever been favorited on Thanksgiving. Holy shit.
No, they've been favorited before. They had one good year in like 2017. No, it was like 2016. And they were favored to beat the Vikings on Thanksgiving. And they did not.
You won that game. Yeah.
I think we won that
that's
game.
Probably why you brought it up.
But I think that was the last year of Jim Caldwell's tenure there.
Oh, okay. But all right, we'll be going with this. Lions, boys, Niners, Dolphins, Saints. I hate it, but Saints, Steelers, Titans, which I also am feeling a little sus on.
I am sus about that. I'm very sus about that. I'm a little
sus on that one.
I'm very sus on that one.
I'm on Colts, Patriots, Jaguars, Broncos, Cardinals, Chiefs, Eagles, Colts up, woo, and the Vikings. Okay, yeah, I while I was going through it and just thought about it again, Panthers, Titans. There's no actual reason to like actually be spooked, but I don't know what it is. I just saw that and I was like,
Frank Reich
has given up play calling duties, correct?
I believe so.
Or retaken over.
He has he had them. He gave them up, or no, maybe now he took them. Whatever it was, it's the opposite. But he has experience. He has experience against the Titans. He's on the hot seat. All right, Titans are not great. It's setting up for
Panthers. You mean, right?
Well, they're both horrible, but the Titans are not great.
Yes. Okay.
So it's setting up for the Panthers to be able to pull off a little sneaky win, the same way that right now the Cardinals are setting up for a little possible sneaky win on the Rams. But it's that weird feeling where neither, like, the Titans have not been good enough to be like, yeah, they're bad, but they'd be able to beat the Panthers. Like, it's not that kind of, it's like the Bears Panthers kind of feeling right now.
Okay.
That game.
Yeah. It's just like the Titans aren't very good. That's probably yeah. That's kind of the main point.
That is it.
But I don't know. I could just feel a little like, you know what? Screw it. I hope Bryce has a nice Thanksgiving. Like, you know what? Let's just be Bryce this weekend and just goes out and ball. I can see that happening. So yeah, I'm on that. Yeah, Patriots, Giants. God, gross, yuck, disgusting. Traumatizing almost. How awful that is. But yeah, there's that. So I mean, Bears Vikings. This one's at home. Monday night. Is this now? You have been saying, hey, the Bears show up for Minnesota. So
they do. They have perennially showed up versus us. No, we'll win this game.
Have you guys already played?
Yeah, we already played once. Nope. Wait, yeah, we played once because we played in Chicago when he dislocated his thumb. That game was versus us.
So sweep. Yeah.
Massive game. Big game for the Vikings too, by the way. This is that difference between 6-6 and 7-5.
Yeah, I mean, in a way for the Chargers, this is kind of the season.
You'll understand this. You'll understand this, but I don't know how many other people. It's like round 5 in S&D. That's what this is.
Okay, round 5. All right. Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, now it adds up, right?
That put a lot into perspective for me. Okay, all right. I understand now. I get it. Yeah, I guess in a way for Chargers, if we're gonna stick on those terms, we are currently down 2-4. All right. We're about to go into round 7. All right. Like we need to win. We need to win. Like technically we can drop one, but not really. Then it's
you don't want to be. You don't want to have to
over.
run the table. That's tough.
So
that reverse sweep is real difficult to pull off.
We get the Ravens. So it's not the easiest matchup. But yeah, get the Ravens at home Sunday night, and everyone's gonna be watching. We'll see. We'll see what happens. The last vibes team that I just had to point out real quick, Steelers. Okay, Canada's out.
That's not a vibes pick. It's just the fact that they've been getting the luckiest. They've been getting the luckiest turn of events for their schedule. Kenny Pickett still sucks ass.
I think him and AR-15 still have the same number of touchdowns since October 1st.
Whether or not Matt Canada is there, that does not change that fact. I thought the vibes that you were going to say was the Jaguars over the Texans because that's an anti-vibes pick. But
now the reason I'm going Jags over the Texans is purely based off the split sweep phenomenon that we have been discussing on this podcast. Now the Texans have already beaten the Jaguars once this year, pretty bad. I saw a couple of memes going out like blonde Jesus bum, which, I mean, you know me, I love to read those things. But yeah, like I want the Texans to win. And we've already revealed that like I don't really jinx either way.
The only reason why I stopped caring about that is last week I did those and I lost those ones.
Yeah. So, I mean, and also, I mean, CJ's kind of been getting bailed out. Last week kind of
he got bailed out last week. Yeah, I will agree with that.
He looked like a rookie. He gets a pass. It's fine. He's allowed to have a rookie game. It's week 11 and he finally had his he's a rookie moment.
Okay,
I'll take that. Pretty good.
To wrap this up, to wrap up the episode here, 2 quick top 10 lists. First top 10 rookies and second top 10 rivalries in American sports. We'll do rivalries first in honor of rivalry week, and then the rookies list, which won't be super surprising, I don't think, but here we go for rivalries. Ohio State and Michigan, Yankees and Red Sox, Duke, UNC, Lakers and Celtics, Cowboys and Eagles, Alabama and Auburn, Army, Navy, Texas, Oklahoma, Angel Hernandez and the MLB, and LeBron versus MJ.
Yeah, so, you know, got a little fun with it at the end, but in all honesty, those are massive rivalries.
No, they are very massive.
And we're just talking like little locker room debates you're having with the boys. Like those pop up more frequently than many of the other ones on there. Like we also got Chris Paul versus Scott Foster. Like there's a lot on that.
There's a lot.
There's a lot we could do. So
that arguably might be its own list.
Yeah, I mean, like Paul Pierce and the Celtics versus LeBron. LeBron's got a lot of enemies.
Paul Pierce and his pants.
LeBron and JJ Barea clamping him in the NBA Finals when he was on the Heat.
What's the dude on the Pistons that tried to beat up LeBron the other year? Because that guy and LeBron.
Precious Achiuwa, I think.
Yeah, that guy.
There's a lot of things. Calvin Ridley and gambling. That like a lot of rivalries that we can go over. You know,
Bears and bad quarterbacks, good quarterbacks. That's the rivalry. Good quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. Okay. Top
Chargers
10
in the Super Bowl.
Chargers and success.
Yeah. Chargers and happiness.
Oh, that's what I was going to say for the Vikings.
Joy.
That was going to be mine, but Vikings and field goals, that'd be on there.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. Specifically within 30 yards. That's the tough bit.
Yeah. The backbreakers.
Yeah. Okay, top 10 rookies in the NFL this season. We'll go 10-1. Here we go. Joey Porter Jr., Zay Flowers, Brian Branch, Devon Witherspoon, Will Anderson, Sam Laporta, Puka Nacua, Jordan Addison, Jalen Carter, and CJ Stroud. So, top 10 rookies in the NFL. I vaguely remember going over them once before, but I don't know if that got turned into a bit or a clip. I think I listed them. But I don't have evidence of it actually coming up anywhere besides my notes. But I do remember saying Puka Nacua specifically.
Yeah, no,
I don't know how you could forget Puka Nacua.
You can't never forget the first time you heard
Puka Nacua.
The first time you said Puka Nacua, everybody had an epiphany moment. Like,
my God, yeah,
you get to say this name, like
Puka
she's
Nacua?
actually like He's
Go
here
ahead.
to stay
Yeah.
every year. We
I
get to
can
keep
keep
on talking
him?
about Puka Nacua. Puka Nacua. When you say
Puka
that
Nacua.
fast, like
Puka Nacua.
I mean, it is Cooper, but Puka
It's
and
like
Koopa. I mean,
it's like
come on,
it like
Puka and Koopa.
scratches a brain itch.
Yeah,
It's fantastic.
Puka Nacua.
Puka Nacua. Okay. With that, thank you guys so much for watching, listening, raise 5 stars. You can find us on Spotify, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and on Instagram at WaterboyPod. Make sure to follow me and Grant on Twitter at Everett Takes and at Waterboy Grant. We post new episodes every Tuesday and Thursday on all podcast platforms and on YouTube. Make sure to turn on notifications on YouTube so you do not miss another episode. We post new TikToks essentially every day of the week, Tuesday to Sunday, Monday to Saturday, whichever setting Grant feels. So make sure you guys follow the TikTok for new little bits every week. We post new graphics 1 to 2 times a week, so don't want to miss any of that. So make sure to follow us there. With that, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. See you guys in the next episode. Waterboys out.